I was gonna say, I don't know, maybe you want to save it for later, but what about the announcement of Canelo fighting one of the
Let's
Charlos?
do it. Let's talk about that because yeah, I only saw that this weekend at some point.
Oh yeah.
Twitter's been going crazy with these limitations that they've been putting out. So it's turned into a bit of a shit show. I've not really been able to see too much on Twitter, but yeah, give us the lowdown, Alex. We've got Canelo versus Charlo. I don't really know much about it. You need to give us all the details of location and where it's going down.
Oh yeah, so they're saying September 30th, right? And Las Vegas
Vegas.
is the expected location. And anyway, it's undisputed versus undisputed. You know, when they're gonna have this press conference, they're gonna have Canelo with 5 belts and Jermel Charlo. Okay, Jermel, that is
Yeah.
154
54
pound
pound.
undisputed champ with his 5 belts
Got you.
going up. So Jamel's going up 2 weight classes. He's a dude that's been fighting all the guys in his division. He's lost. What he's lost, he's drew. What did he do? He ran him back, and he got the emphatic stoppages. Jamel has been actually calling for this fight. People, they're always getting the twins confused, right?
Mm-hmm.
They both have
Yeah.
been calling for these fights, but Jamel's been the active one. He's been the one fighting the best in his division,
Yeah.
and he's been the one that is looking like one of the best fighters in the world. So, man, a lot of kudos to Jamel Charlo getting a big fight, sticking around, fighting whoever they put in front of him, coming off hand injury, and he's fighting one of a living legend in the sport, Canelo Alvarez. Now, Canelo signs a 3 fight deal. There's one fight I've been screaming for. David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked, Jermel Charlo is not David Benavidez. Um, I am a little. When I first heard this news, I thought it was a joke. I said, "Yo, there's no way Canelo has so many guys to fight. He has Andre, Benavidez. He could have fought Morrell for whatever reason. He could have, they talked about Jermel Charlo, fighting him, you know, but yeah, it's Jermel Charlo, 2 weight classes below. We've here. I'm sorry if I go on a rant, but fight after fight, especially as a recent. Why is he not fighting the fights we want? Why isn't he fighting this guy? And we make excuses, oh, it's the champion, right? Oh, it's a chance to fight in his hometown. Oh, he's coming off of surgery. Oh, it's a money grab. Now he's bringing up a guy 2 weight classes that has never fought above 154, according to my knowledge. No meaningful fights, at least. And it's once again a fight that none of us asked for. On paper, it looks great. Undisputed versus under two current undisputed fighter fight. I'm sorry, 2 current undisputed fighters. We just watched 2 former undisputed fighters fight each other, but now we're watching 2 current ones. So it is a chance at history, but I'm not okay with it, honestly. It's just, there's this growing brigade I'm hearing. It's called anybody but Benavidez, and I'm starting to believe it. And but it is a 3 fight deal. Could he fight Benavidez second or third fight? Yeah. Could there really have been a better fight? First one, I think Andre's been around. You say he's horrible, but he's the undefeated 2 weight champion. Like, what box doesn't he check? You're telling me Jermel Charlo is his big ticket seller? I mean, I haven't seen him put 10,000 people Demetrius Andre did over there in Providence, Rhode Island, in the Dunkin' Donuts Center, or he did near 10,000. It might have been 7, 8. But I hear Jermel Charlo is not doing numbers. When he did the fight in Los Angeles over there at the old Home Depot Center, there was a lot of empty seats, and that's nothing against Jermel, but all he has is the 5 belts, and Andre has had his career start a couple times, but okay, why can't that be your advantage since you're one of the more active? But yeah, that's all I got to say before I just take over.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
That is fine. We like your impassioned speeches. That's great. Have you got anything to add, Josh? Disappointing, excited? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Well, when I first saw it come across the platter or whatever you call it, I did think that it was Jamal Charlo. That seems to be the rumors that were swirling around there. Now, what I felt about that one was that, Jamal's been out for a good while. I would like to seen him a bit more active, but turns out it's Jamel. So I'm in the same agreement that I feel like, there was no perfect setup for Canelo versus Benavidez than Benavidez going through Caleb Plant, someone that Canelo had fought. The two of them pretty much having fought and having had time off in between to where the dates would work out. So I thought that it would be the fight that would ultimately happen. And I'm disappointed in that sense because we're not getting that fight. And of course, we could have gotten Canelo Benavidez and then Tim Tszyu versus Jermell Charlo. That seemed to make a lot of sense as well. That was going to be a big fight for 154 pounds. But certainly, I'll take it as far as, we're getting this undisputed versus undisputed. It's always interesting. You're jumping up two weight classes. And I don't doubt that Jermell, he could ultimately end up there and be someone competing at that weight. But it will be interesting as far as him making that jump right now for this particular fight. But hey, why would he turn down an opportunity at what will be his biggest payday?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what Canelo does from here. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt as well, but I do not understand why it's not David Benavidez right now as opposed to Jamel Charlo in an undisputed versus undisputed matchup that, doesn't make a ton of sense overall if you're just thinking about who the two fighters had to take on within their divisions. But hey, to each his her own, as they say.
Absolutely. And we used to kind of joke a lot that anyone from middleweight up to light heavyweight are all waiting on that Canelo payday. As it turns out, it's down at light middleweight as well. An unexpected lottery win, maybe. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you boys. I guess it's a little bit underwhelming. I did see some comment saying it's in the same vein of Kell Brook moving up a few divisions to fight Golovkin a few years back. Got absolutely smashed to pieces. Do you think it'd actually be a close fight, or do you think it's a nailed-on victory for Canelo?
I think it can be close, yeah. It's just I don't think it's gonna be that great of a fight to watch. These guys are some of the lower paced fighters. These guys are fighting, throwing 30 punches around if we're lucky. But because Canelo is fighting a guy moving up, will we see a more active guy? Is Jermell, is he going to try to pick it up because he knows that Canelo, that he's faster, he's slicker than Canelo, so maybe he thinks volume and being able to slip shots and counter. C-Dub, and I think it's really funny what he's saying, right? It's undisputed versus undisputed, and he's right. It is another historical fight.
An accolade. Yeah.
Right. And it's gonna look shiny. I know it's a great selling point.
Yeah.
But I'm a boxing fan, right? I used to be a guy that backed these fighters, but look at the shit that happens when they get all this power. I don't care anymore. Like, it's just, I care about boxing. And it's taking shit like this to really push me towards that, not to be bagging these dudes anymore because I look silly.
All right, fair enough. Well, I think that's a nice place to end. We've had our say. Obviously, as the fight comes around, we can talk about it some more.